Good morning. Here is an update as to what happened in the Oakville real estate market in February 2026. So it's a bit of a reflection as to what happened last month. And as you can see, this graph is just showing us everything. We're taking all of the average sale prices each month and adding them up and dividing by the number of months available to look at the average sale price on an annual basis. And you can see here that 2026 is down from 2025, but we do only have 2 months of data in there. So this 2026 bar in February is to be taken with a bucket of salt. But 2025 was definitely down. We are in a market correction. We peaked in 2022, and prices held on relatively well in 23 and 24, with a little bit of an adjustment in 25. And who's to say we continue that adjustment? I think most predictions are that we are nearing the bottom of the market correction in terms of price, but we need to see some buyer confidence return to the market. And there's all sorts of factors that influence real estate and pricing. And market confidence is a very important factor in that. And I think right now, with everything going on in a geopolitical kind of landscape, there's a lot of uncertainty, and that is not helping people want to get out and buy houses. So this graph, you can see we're charting the median and the average sale price every month going back to 2019. And in spite of what newspaper and news headlines say, yes, real estate is down, but we're not plummeting in a way that news headlines might make you believe. There are things that are priced properly, keeping in mind the market we're in, are still selling and there are still buyers out there. And you can see that both the average and the median sale price are kind of hanging on in there. This chart is not as useful, which is why we keep the 2025 down below when it's so early in the year, because there's not enough data to really show you a clear picture. But last month we had 156 units sold. Let's get my face out of here. 156 units sold, and that's all property types, detached homes, townhouses, condos, all residential in Oakville. And there were 892 units to choose from, which means there was 5.7 months of inventory on the market, which is very much a buyer's market. And the average sale price was 1.326, which that's taking into account condos as well as detached homes. And we'll get into the details in a little bit. And the median sale price rose month over month to 1,180,000 for the median sale price. And it was taking around 36 days on average to sell a house. That median sale price, you can see, is down from February. So I would say so far, the latter part of 2025 and the early part of 2026, prices are consistently down over 2025. So there has been a real adjustment there. Whereas when you're comparing just month to month, there is always going to be those fluctuations, which is kind of what this chart shows, that some months it's up, some months it's down. And you need to kind of take a step back and look at that big picture. But there has been from mid 2025 to mid 2026 a true decline there in prices. So year over year, you can see our average sale price is down 12% from this February from last February. It is taking longer to sell houses, about 33% longer. This part is interesting, though. We have less months of inventory. We have fewer active listings this February than we did last February. And we had more sales this February from last February. So it is a market confidence issue right now, is what those numbers tell me. If you look here at the breakdown, so obviously that average sale price is very dependent on what it is you're trying to sell. So the average sale price of a detached home was down a little bit. 1.874 was the average sale price. A townhouse was down a little bit to 9.89. And a condo is hovering around that 600,000 mark. That one tends to have the most fluctuation in it because there's such a discrepancy in condo values. But there's a lot of condo inventory out there, and there's a lot of detached inventory out there. And this is more remarkable in recent history than the condos. We've had a lot of condo inventory recently. Um, so if you look at the detached picture, so take a 4-month glance at things, our average sale price rises and falls every month based on number of sales. And you can see our number of sales were really low in January, and up a little bit in February. Still not back to where they were in November, and certainly not back to anywhere like a normal market. But we did have 71 detached homes sell last month. And that's reflected in the average sale price of $1,874,000. Then townhouses are interesting. There's an opportunity here. So townhouses, we have low months of inventory, only 3.9 months of inventory. The average sale price of a townhouse last month was $988,000. And that is down quite a bit from what we historically see. So if that's a move you're thinking about making, this is probably a pretty good time to be looking for townhouses in Oakville. And condos have remained, in spite of having lots of inventory and not a ton of sales in there, the sale price has remained relatively flat in there. So if you were trying to get into the market, this is a very good time to be looking at condos. 600,000 is the average sale price, but that's taking into account some really high-end buildings or quite expensive buildings, as well as all of the new construction that's coming online now. And there's some real opportunity in that segment of the market. Any specific questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and happy to talk about stats anytime. Bye.